What if the universe whispers its deepest truths not in words, but in the silent language of numbers? What if the very fabric of reality could be unraveled not through brute force, but by listening to the hidden harmony woven into existence? Centuries before telescopes pierced the heavens, long before complex equations charted the unknown, one man dared to look at the world differently. He saw patterns, harmonies, and a secret code embedded in everything, from a vibrating string to the circling stars. His name was Pythagoras, and his story isn't just about geometry, it's about a mystic philosopher, a secret society, and a quest for ultimate truth. That didn't just change human thought, it fundamentally reshaped our understanding of the cosmos itself. Prepare to journey back to an age where wisdom was sought through silence, sacrifice, and the profound power of a single number. Born around 570 BCE on the sun-drenched Greek island of Samos, Pythagoras was a soul possessed by an insatiable curiosity, a spirit that simply refused to settle for the common explanations of his time. He was no ordinary thinker, he was a seeker, driven by an unyielding desire to peer beyond the veil of appearances and grasp the underlying order of the world. Even as a young man, Samos, with its bustling port and vibrant culture, couldn't contain his restless energy. He was drawn to the distant lands, the ancient cradles of civilization where knowledge had been meticulously gathered and preserved for millennia. His journey took him across the vast seas, a pilgrimage of the mind. He spent years in Egypt, not as a tourist, but as a dedicated student, immersing himself in the wisdom of their priests. He learned their sacred geometry, the intricate principles behind their colossal pyramids, and the profound astronomical observations that dictated their calendars and rituals. From the Nile, his quest led him further east to the ancient lands of Babylonia. Here, among the ziggurats and the stargazing priests, he delved into their advanced mathematical systems, their complex astrological charts, and their sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics. These weren't just academic pursuits, they were spiritual awakenings. He absorbed not just facts, but ways of thinking, methods of inquiry, and profound mystical traditions that would later become the bedrock of his own unique philosophy. These travels weren't merely an education, they were a transformation, forging a man who saw the world through a lens entirely different from his contemporaries. He returned to the Greek world, not just as a traveler, but as a living repository of ancient wisdom, ready to unleash a revolution of thought. Upon his return, Pythagoras sought not to merely teach, but to create a sanctuary for true understanding. He didn't establish a typical school. He founded something far more ambitious, far more profound, a secretive brotherhood in the bustling city of Croton, located in what is now southern Italy. This was no ordinary philosophical academy. It was a tight-knit community, a way of life, an entire worldview encapsulated within its walls. Membership was exclusive, demanding years of silent observation and rigorous study before one could even be considered a full initiate. The Pythagoreans lived communally, sharing their possessions, their meals, and their very thoughts. Their lives were governed by strict rules. From dietary restrictions, they were vegetarians, famously avoiding beans due to their symbolic connection to the underworld, to periods of absolute silence, designed to cultivate introspection and purity of mind. They believed that the purification of the body and soul was essential for grasping the deeper truths of existence. This wasn't just about learning, it was about living in harmony with cosmic principles. To be a Pythagorean meant to dedicate your entire being to the pursuit of wisdom, to live by a code that elevated the mind and spirit above all else. This unique structure, this blend of intellectual rigor and spiritual discipline, made the Pythagorean Brotherhood a powerful, almost mystical force in the ancient world. At the very heart of Pythagorean thought lay a startling, revolutionary idea. The essence of reality itself is mathematical. For Pythagoras, numbers were not mere tools for counting, they were living entities, the fundamental building blocks of the universe, each with its own unique character and cosmic significance. This belief permeated every aspect of their studies. They delved into the mysteries of mathematics with an almost religious fervor, not just for practical applications, but to uncover the divine order they believed was hidden within every equation. Their exploration extended famously to music. Pythagoras was said to have discovered that the harmonious intervals in music, like the perfect octave, the fifth, or the fourth, could be expressed through simple numerical ratios. Imagine the beauty of sound, the very feeling of harmony, reduced to the elegant relationship between numbers. He achieved this by experimenting with a monochord, a single-stringed instrument, observing how changing the length of the string produced different pitches. And crucially, how specific mathematical divisions created consonant-pleasing sounds. This wasn't just a scientific discovery, it was a profound revelation, bridging the gap between the abstract world of numbers and the sensory world of sound. It proved to them that the universe was governed by numerical laws, that beauty and order were intrinsically mathematical. From music, their gaze turned to the cosmos. If sounds on Earth could be explained by ratios, what about the grand symphony of the heavens? This led to one of their most poetic and enduring theories, the harmony of the spheres. They believed that the planets and stars, as they moved through their celestial paths, emitted musical notes, creating an inaudible, ethereal melody, a cosmic symphony of divine perfection. Each planet, each celestial body, contributing its unique tone, all combining into a perfect numerical harmony that only the most attuned souls could truly perceive. It was a vision of the universe as a grand, perfectly tuned instrument, singing its own existence into being. And then, of course, there was the discovery that every schoolchild now learns, the Pythagorean Theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. To us, it's a fundamental principle of geometry, a way to calculate the sides of a right-angled triangle. But for Pythagoras and his followers, it was far more than that. It was a profound revelation of universal order, a truth that held firm regardless of where or when it was applied. It suggested that there were unchanging, absolute laws governing space itself, laws that could be unlocked through the power of numbers. This wasn't just a formula, it was a glimpse into the unchanging eternal structure that underpins the physical world, a testament to the idea that numbers held the key to ultimate reality. These discoveries weren't isolated facts, they were interconnected pieces of a grand tapestry, all woven together by the universal language of mathematics. However, such profound ideas and the secretive, influential society that propagated them were bound to stir the pot. The Pythagorean Brotherhood, with its unique lifestyle and esoteric practices, began to attract both admiration and suspicion. Their growing influence in Croton, possibly even wielding political power, made them targets. They were perceived as an elite, exclusive group, detached from the common people, perhaps even seen as arrogant. Their vegetarianism, their periods of silence, and their mysterious rituals fueled rumors and resentment among the populace. It was a classic clash between radical new ideas and entrenched traditions, between secrecy and public scrutiny. The tension escalated, culminating in a period of intense political turmoil. The exact details are hazy, lost to the sands of time, but the outcome is clear: a violent uprising against the Brotherhood. It is said that their meeting places were set ablaze, their members hunted down and persecuted. The communal halls where profound truths had been discussed and discovered became scenes of chaos and destruction. The once thriving Brotherhood was scattered, its members forced to flee or face brutal consequences. The dream of a society built on numerical harmony collapsed under the weight of human fear and political ambition. It was a tragic end for a movement that sought only to bring order and understanding to the world. The circumstances surrounding Pythagoras' own death remain one of history's most tantalizing mysteries, a fitting end for a man so deeply shrouded in legend. Some accounts claim he perished during the uprising itself, caught in the inferno that consumed his school, or slain by his pursuers. Another, more dramatic tale suggests he managed to escape the flames but was later trapped, perhaps in a field of beans, a food his followers were forbidden to touch, and chose to die rather than desecrate his sacred oath. Regardless of the exact truth, his physical presence vanished, but his ideas, his unique way of seeing the world, proved far more resilient than any human body. Despite the violent dissolution of his order, Pythagoras' legacy didn't just endure, it thrived, echoing through the centuries and shaping the very foundations of Western thought. His influence on later thinkers was immense, most notably on Plato, whose own philosophy, with its emphasis on abstract forms and the mathematical structure of reality, owes a profound debt to Pythagorean ideas. Even Aristotle, a critic of some Pythagorean concepts, couldn't ignore the immense impact the school had on philosophical and scientific inquiry. The idea that numbers held the key to unlocking the universe, that there was a cosmic harmony waiting to be discovered, resonated deeply and continued to inspire generations of scientists, musicians, and philosophers. From the Renaissance, with its resurgence of classical learning, to the scientific revolution, when figures like Kepler sought the mathematical harmony of planetary orbits, Pythagoras' vision continued to inspire. Even today, in our most advanced physics and cosmology, the quest to understand the universe through elegant mathematical equations is a direct continuation of the path Pythagoras first illuminated. His profound insights into mathematics, music, and the cosmos remind us that the search for truth is an ongoing journey. One where the most abstract ideas can reveal the deepest, most beautiful secrets of existence. The melody of the spheres, first imagined by Pythagoras, continues to play, inviting us to listen more closely to the numerical harmony that surrounds us. If this journey into ancient wisdom and cosmic secrets captivated your imagination, make sure to subscribe to History Memory Chronicles so you don't miss our next deep dive into the minds that shaped our world.